We are live.
Welcome, everybody, to This Is Difficult, the podcast where we talk about video game and video game related materials thereof. And here we are, your co-host, Lord Yeshua. That's me. No funky intro. We're just going to introduce ourselves. And my name is Josh in real life. We got Paul. You're on his channel. It's Ryugami son. And Zach in the flesh. It's another letdown. And let's not let us down in our audience, which we have tonight. That's great.
Hey!
Thanks for coming to watch, guys. You obviously knew you'd be entertained, so let's pass it off to Paul with all that pressure on his arms and tell us what we're in for tonight.
Hey, welcome. And, it's good to see you guys once again for another This Is Difficult podcast. Did you guys have a good week? Did you play any games?
Oh, so many games, not a good week.
Many games, not a good week.
Yeah. This
gaming
this
has
week
been
was a hell of a Wednesday.
Such good gaming this week.
Josh, tell me about your week.
Oh yeah, I'll get it out of the way.
And otherwise.
Do we talk about the thing? Mini review on that? 5-second review on that thing?
Sure, why not? You can give it like just a real quick
here, I'll
synopsis.
Show it too. Should I just show it real quick?
Yeah, we can.
Here we go.
I keep it in my little sleeve.
Mine's in the. Don't say sleeve.
No, I keep it in this.
Yeah.
So because I'm actually playing it, so I literally just slide it out, and then I can just go. So this thing I got this week, and Paul got also, is the Zelda game plot.
Not have it key out.
Well, that's why Josh should be the one to show it, Paul.
Yeah,
he's not
I
on the
actually
Chroma.
have it out.
Yeah, but I got the.
I know you got the box. I got the box.
I mean,
up
I get
here
to get out, but I don't.
Yes. Okay. So for those who don't know, this is really cool. So the old Game & Watch line was just a line of old like mini games and stuff that Nintendo released
LCD
before
games,
the NES. They're really awesome, in my opinion. I played the Game & Watch collections on the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color, and I thought they were really fun. I like those. That's why I'm really good at Vermin, I think, is because I feel like I've played this game before, but maybe not. So this one is like a Game & Watch, but it's Legend of Zelda version. A Mario one came out last year that just had Mario Bros on it. I wasn't as enticed by that. This one has Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and Link's Awakening, the original Game Boy, not the DX, which is fine because it actually is touched up really nicely.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the original version just because it doesn't have all the extra silliness.
I'm
the
playing
camera
through
and stuff.
Yeah, I'm playing through Link's Awakening, and it's seamless. It's like really clean, and the in between the when you're passing back and forth between squares on the map, you know what I mean? I feel like they sped up like the processor a little bit or something because it runs a lot smoother. Where I felt like it sometimes lagged a little bit.
Had a little slow down.
Yeah, but on this, I feel like it's very clean. Again, the picture is as remastered as possible for something like this. It's really cool. And then there's a little like Game & Watch game on there, and then it's also a fucking clock.
But the clock is playable, which is cool. And so is the stopwatch, which is cool.
Yeah.
The clock, I believe, is original Zelda, and the stopwatch is Zelda 2.
Zelda 2.
Yeah.
Although we all know the best feature of this game is Vermin. No, I'm just kidding. Link's Awakening. So I think it's just cool that they basically made a Game Boy with built-in Link's Awakening, and at the cost of, well, like a Game Boy was like $100 back in the day, and then the game was like 70, and then what, the game 30, 40 probably. So let's just say if this is like a collector's
actually
item,
my Game Boy came with Link's Awakening.
Fuck you then. All right.
Bully for you, Paul.
Yeah.
I found my Game Boy in a ski boot.
As a collector, I think this is worth it. Just because it is such a cool item. It comes with those games built in, and then again, Link's Awakening. Honestly, the only way this could be better is if it had like all the best games on it. So now I'm thinking like, okay, we got Mario Bros. We got this. Like, we need like a Metroid one with
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Metroid 2, 6 golden coins. The Game Boy Donkey Kong is so fucking good.
So good.
So I want the Game Boy Donkey Kong, and then I want Donkey Kong Land like 1, 2, and 3 on it also, or something like that.
Yeah.
But then I want 6 golden coins and Mario Land 1. I'd even be happy with Mario Land 1 and 6 golden coins, just a 2-pack. I'd be like,
Mario 3 would be cool on there too.
Mario 3 on the Game Boy? Wasn't that Mario? That was
no.
Mario.
I'm just talking about on the Game & Watch thing.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little sad that they put Mario Bros by itself. Like, looking back, I was like,
it should be. It should be, right? And it shouldn't be, what is it, Doki Doki Panic or whatever. It should be Mario 2, Mario 3, like the actual Mario
Lost
2.
Levels. Yeah.
The Lost Levels, yeah.
That would be really cool. I would like that a lot. But maybe they were just testing the waters. They gave us a really good one here. I feel like if we don't get a 35th anniversary edition Zelda, I'll be really sad. But this is kind of we're not going to. This is pretty cool.
This is pretty much it.
This is pretty much it. I don't think we're gonna get Super Nintendo games on something like that. Clearly, we can get Game Boy games. Nintendo, step up your game and fucking give us the Game Boy emulator on the Switch. It's kind of a knock against it coming out, in my opinion, because they just gave us a Game Boy game. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, they gave us 3D All Stars and then gave us Mario on the
my one
complaint,
on the
64 thing. So
really a complaint. Because you're right, like the game runs almost flawlessly and it looks gorgeous, but the aspect ratio is a little wide because the Game Boy was a little more. Oh, you can
change it back, yeah.
On the Game Watch,
yeah.
No way. Okay, I'll have to look into that because I was like, this looks a little wide. Okay, cool.
No, you can. I thought the same thing, and I accidentally pressed the feature, and it was like original or whatever, and then or wide mode, and I was like, wait, what? And I turned it back, and I was like, oh, it does look a little stretched. I didn't notice it until I.
It's aspect ratio is something I'm like keenly tuned into for some reason. It drives me insane.
No, I get that. You're right. I like to fill the screen, and I personally didn't notice the aspect ratio. I thought it looked great, but yeah, I think it's a 10 out of 10 product. The only thing is the battery is not as long lasting. Maybe it is as like a regular Game Boy, but I think the whole point is to like keep it plugged in because it's like a clock. But if you're on the go, I would need to look it up. Maybe 3 or 4 hours, I'm guessing. And that's like highballing it. Like it could even be like 2 or 3 hours. I'm not 100%. I felt like it was draining.
It does have a sleep mode on it. And you can change the auto sleep. Another complaint that I have and again, not really a complaint because it's not a problem with the device. It's the stand that it comes with is just cardboard. And I would have liked it to be like more substantial. You know?
I would have thought it would have been cool. We could probably like make our own base that's a little
cooler. You could 3D print one so easy, I'm sure, and be rad. Really cool. Maybe I'll have Adam do that.
I would
in the time that it's taken you two to pontificate about it. I have or to congrasturbate yourselves for
don't say congrasturbate. This is a children's show.
Sure, it is. I have mocked up.
This is a family show.
Children run it.
Just kidding.
I have mocked up a 3D stand, and it's already in my printer going.
Oh, hell yeah!
Really?
Would you two shut up about this? I'm totally lying. I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs.
All right, Josh, did you play anything else this week?
Yes, actually. I've been working on my world record run for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
I saw you stream it this week.
Yeah,
that honestly,
was cool. I was getting really tired during that stream, and I was like, oh man, I forgot streaming was like constant, and I can't like go to the bathroom and like do other things in the middle of
just hit the BRB screen, bro.
I know, but how many times? Like 1,000 times.
How many times do you need to?
Depends.
Okay, maybe that's the answer. Depends.
Yes. I've been working.
Oh my god! Go to bed, Paul. That was terrible.
Wow, that was really bad. I've been working on my run times, and they're all like really okay. So basically, there's a time attack mode in Donkey Kong that is made for speed running, which is really awesome, and it lets you choose like the Kong that you would normally pick. So like you don't even have to worry about it, and you're like, okay, cool. This is how I'm gonna do the run. And the gold on each of those is like the average of like the top 20% of like the runners in the world. And you can see like all the best runs. So like all of my runs are like sub 10 seconds on all the best golds.
Nice.
Like, so I'm in like the top like 10, 20% of runners. And I was like, well, if I just like run perfectly every single time on all these runs. So I'm just like practicing every single level. And then I'm going to go for it again. I lost my spot. So I'm going to get someone knocked me out. So get my spot back in the top 5. I'm hoping.
Yeah, dude, that'd be rad.
Well, good luck.
That's it. And then a bunch of other random games with Colin. I don't even know what we're playing. We're gonna play the 6 golden coins probably tonight.
That's exciting. I love that game. That's
so much fun.
That's one of my all-time favorite Mario games.
I think that is. Yeah, I would agree. I was like thinking like, what other Mario games are there? And we were really just trying to think. We were like, do we play 3D All Stars? Or sorry, do we play 3D World again? Which I love 3D
World's great.
But we just played the shit out of it. Me and Colin,
you guys ran that into the ground.
Shit. This year even we played that. I keep forgetting that game came out again this year. Me and Colin played that when it launched on the Wii U. So our life is like a third that. So it was cool to remember the 6 golden coins, which for those of you that don't remember, it's a Game Boy Mario game. It's the second Game Boy game Mario game. So there's Mario Land. Land is like a popular small version of a game title to use. So whenever you hear like, like Donkey Kong Country.
Land. Well, yeah, I mean that was Nintendo's brand for like the Pocket brand.
Land. Yeah, it's Disney World versus Disneyland kind of thing. I feel like, and they kind of branded it,
which is, I mean, that actually tracks too because Disney World is bigger than Disneyland. Although Disneyland did come first, so
I always thought Disneyland was the off-brand version, but a lot of people say that Land is actually better. I wouldn't know. I've never been to that one.
Oh boy, Josh, don't get me started. That's for our other Disney podcasts.
I already forgot where I was going. 6 golden coins though, such a good game, like as good as Super Mario World. I don't remember how the handling is, probably like shit, but
it's a little floaty, but it kind of fits the game, like it fits the game design and stuff, and especially with like the rabbit ears and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember that, the carrot. Yeah,
but
that's when I got
I was just gonna
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like it's got one of the best Game Boy soundtracks, and actually I would argue one of the best soundtracks in general in a video game. It's got some really great boss design, especially for that early of a title on a handheld system.
Hard, dude.
It's got some really cool levels. That space level where you're like floating through the whole thing is so cool, and the music is awesome.
I remember music forget about that space level.
It's just that is a gem. That is like just a gem on the Game Boy. It's one of the highlights for sure of gaming in general.
Yeah.
So anyhow,
I was impressed when I got like more value than I bargained for from a Game Boy game, and I was like, that's definitely one of them
for sure. It's one of them
because you couldn't expect too much.
Yeah. Zach, what about you, man? How was your week? What'd you play?
What'd you do?
This week was it was a hell of a Wednesday, let's put it that way. But I did get to play a couple of games for a brief period of time. Chamali and I got to play Lego Marvel Superheroes again last night, and that game continues to be incredibly fun. We're really digging it. It's got some open world aspects that I don't love, but everything's very clearly marked, which is really nice. There's some cool mini games that we got into a diving contest with Iron Man and Thor, where like you have to dive through these hoops and stuff from the Shield helicarrier down to the streets of New York.
That sounds fun.
And it was really cool. And we were like both trying it, but also like one of us would fail and then we'd stop and cheer for the other. And like, so I would fail, Chamali would still be in his run, and I could like plot out where he needs to go next as opposed to trying to follow the arrows, so he could follow me instead of following the arrows, which tend to be misleading. So that was kind of cool. Really neat co-op experience for a little mini game that I don't even know if the developers, anticipated when they put it together. It didn't seem like it was a forethought, but it was just a neat bit of like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing you can do. Follow your friend instead of following the arrows.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. We played that for a couple of hours last night. And for some reason, I was possessed to download Forza Horizon 5.
Why would you do that?
Dude, it's fun.
Yeah,
I'm shocked at how fun this game is.
How many banana peels can you slip on or turtle shells get hit by? None?
None, unfortunately. Like that would make it more fun, admittedly.
What's
Josh.
The point of this?
It lacks.
So you just go out and drive. I understand.
Well, so in a feat of self-parody, the very first thing that I did was buy my own car.
Oh wow,
nice.
So I'm driving down the road in it, and or in wherever Mexico, and
sounds like a real story.
Naturally, yeah, right. And I'm like, can I just like? The same car is parked in my driveway. I could just go drive that. And yet I'm still sitting here at this desk driving a Volkswagen GTI in a video game. Like, why am I
crash that one into
wrong
people?
With me? Yes. And that was the conclusion that we came to, is like, I can crash it, or I can send this off of a 40-foot high jump and it's fine. And then there's nothing wrong with the suspension or the exhaust or anything like that. Or your
back or neck.
Or my back. Other than what's already wrong with my back, but and so it's really hilariously fun. Now, it also abruptly pointed out how badly I needed a video card, but it works, it runs,
Shiny
and
cars.
it's still beautiful. Like even on super low graphics, which is what I have to run it on for my old video card, it's still gorgeous.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about this game. I heard it's like way better than it has any business being. And
That is
if you
exactly
have
correct.
Game Pass, you know, it's foolish
yeah.
not to. So.
Right. So my students were all like, they came in when it dropped, and they were like, "Oh my God, Forza Horizon 5. Oh, but you're not going to play that." I'm like, "Excuse me, I already am." And they're like, "Wait, what? You got it opening night?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't wait in line for it. I just have Game Pass." And they were like, "Yeah," because none of them do.
Right.
Yes, $10. How can they afford that as children?
Dude, $10 was a lot when I was a kid. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
that's what my parents told me when I asked for a $10 toy once. They were like, $10 is a lot of money, and I was like, "It's just like,
dude, it is a lot of money.
It is a lot.
I don't have $10 to my name right, or to my in my wallet right now.
Yeah, I'm buying a house right now. I don't got.
You don't have $10
in my wallet? No.
I think I have a 20 in my wallet, but that's going directly to my karate instructor this week.
I got like
right, exactly.
in my wallet.
I think I've maybe. I mean, well, granted, if I ever have cash in my wallet, it's usually either to buy Chinese food at the store or
that's what I did with mine tonight.
So,
also,
yeah, Chinese food's good stuff.
Oh,
but
wow,
yeah,
funny.
so Forza Horizon 5, I was really impressed. Like Chamali sold me on it by saying it's basically the Grand Tour without the Grand Tour hosts, and I was like, then why am I interested at all? Like,
because
if it's not Clarkson Ham to Bay, huh?
You can never sell me on that game in my life
because you are the Grand Tour host now.
Josh
is such a naysayer for anything that's not Nintendo. Please don't take anything that comes out of his mouth seriously.
I'm such a naysayer for anything that's hyper realistic in a video game.
This is not hyper realistic, Josh.
It's a thriving game. I'm like,
but it's not realistic. Look, listen to what I just said.
It's not.
I said
racing
I could
game.
literally
car driving game.
It's goofy. Like I can't do that kind of S with my car.
I feel about non-zombie related Call of Duty as well, because I'm just like, cool, you're just killing people.
That I agree with.
I think the assassin missions and like the cool like Black Ops stuff is cool, but like because that stuff you can't do regular in the army. But if you're just like a soldier and shit, I think that's fucked up, kind of. And like it's not that entertaining for me. But zombies, what? That's awesome. I love those. But
no, but that's the kind of horse turd that you get up to in Forza Horizon. It's like there's so much random bull crap that you get yourself up to that has nothing to do with racing. There's a co-op racing mode that like you pick, the first track is a dirt track. I'm going to pick a dirt car. Now I'm going to drive this dirt car. It's you're basically playing Mario Kart for the next 2 missions.
Except you could just be playing Mario Kart.
Except you could just be playing Mario Kart.
So isn't there a similar like destruction mode to like the old what do you call them games?
I'm trying to remember.
Another one. Why am I blanking on this? They're very good games. Burnout.
Yeah. Yes, there is. Yeah, you get points for blowing things up. You get points for crashing. You get points for arbitrarily doing a donut in the middle of traffic.
Car game.
It's admittedly, Josh, you are absolutely right. It could just be Mario Kart.
Maybe I just don't think cars are that cool. Like for me, I'm not playing Mario Kart because of the cars.
Right.
You know I like the racing is like really fun and all that. And like the game is fun. And then Mario makes it like
incredibly simple.
Serious.
Right.
I get it, but sometimes it works. I feel like they're forming.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is Mario Kart it's so simple. It handles like a dream. Even the hardest handling Mario Kart handles like a dream by comparison.
Like a dream. I love it.
And it's like, okay, no, I totally get it. Like if you're
like
not
shifting with the B button and shit, and then you're like R button to like, I need to like do this weird thing around this turn, and
it's like playing Street Fighter to drive. But
I don't know how real cars operate. Like I feel like I don't know how to drive in Forza.
I wonder though, like because I drive a manual shift performance car. I wonder if I had a racing wheel, how that would change things. Like I think I would be significantly more bored with Forza Horizon if I had proper racing controls, because that part of the fun for me is goofing around and trying desperately to handle a car on an Xbox 360 controller.
So
Like,
another thing that I haven't played this game yet, but one of the things that I've heard
will
is
I.
that this game has like a lot of really great accessibility settings. Like
Okay.
you can rewind races, you
rewind,
can slow
yeah.
down some races. There's things that you can do as far as like settings in the controls that make it
Yeah.
more, manageable. Also,
Very
I
cool.
think is there a battle royale mode in it too
sounds like
somehow?
Mario
There
Kart.
might be. I haven't gotten very
Yeah.
far in it.
The point is,
It's not
there's
a game that I intend to play like super in depth.
Ever again.
It's one of those ones that I'll sit down and be like, I've got 15 minutes.
Mhm.
I'm going to do a quick thing and then not do any more for a while.
Yeah.
So don't expect a review from me on it anytime soon, if at all.
Yeah.
It's literally just a time wasting game for me, but it's incredibly it's enjoyable time wasted.
Yeah.
But
and that's what I've heard.
But
Yeah,
Josh's point is incredibly valid. It should just be Mario Kart.
I disagree. There's definitely a market for that
So,
style of game. I
I
mean,
think
those
what
are
it-
some of the top selling games.
Yeah.
So,
what is that though? Because for me, like the feel of the game is so important, and
Mhm.
like for example, like Dark Souls feels like okay, Ghost of Tsushima probably feels like a lot smoother. I didn't play it, but like it looks a lot smoother in my opinion. So like I would probably prefer that over like a Dark Souls type game just because it perfects that style. Whereas like a Mario Kart, it's just a little bit smoother than I'm just like wondering what is the appeal? Like it's because it's realistic driving, right? Is that what it is?
I guess I don't know.
No, it's not realistic driving though. It's
I don't
incredibly
know.
unrealistic driving, and so
Okay,
that's why I
okay.
can't put my finger on it. I don't know.
I guess I'll
I
never
don't know.
know.
I've heard nothing but good things, so I think just jumping out of the gate shitting on it without having played it is whack.
I'd love
but,
to. I'll do it again.
And I'm not even into racing games personally. But
He's not into racial
Yeah,
games.
no, I'm not either. It's not my thing.
But did you play anything else?
No, that was about it for me this week. I wished that I'd played. I wish that I hadn't gone through Metroid Dread quite so fast.
And we were just talking about that while you went to go take a dump. It was
Yeah, like we were like, oh, why did we play that game so quickly? Like,
I know it's one of those games that
it's
you
not
can't
that long
like
of a
undo.
game, and it kind of
correct.
I don't want to play it again,
but I don't want to play the hard mode,
Ugh.
and I definitely don't want to play an easy or like normal mode again. So I'm
Which
just
was
like
a 40-hour game.
Well, just give it, a month or two and play it again.
A year,
maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Great game,
that is the thing about
yeah.
Metroidvanias in general. Is it's like, yeah, those are kind of games that you, unless you're like a speedrunner, it's not a game that you really want to jump back into. You definitely will at some point. Like I've played plenty of like the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games several times, and like Metroid Fusion several times, so on and so forth. But it's usually a year or two in between playthroughs, and then it's a long enough that I come back and I enjoy it just as much as I did when I played it the first time.
Hopefully we'll get Silk Song soon or whatever the fuck it's called. The new
right. That's actually
that's probably
gonna be my off-stream game for a while. I think
gonna wet my palate when that comes out. But until then, no Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
Sad.
I don't know.
What about you, Paul?
There's plenty of good Metroidvanias that you could.
New ones.
I could point you in the direction.
Oh yeah, give me the old stuff.
I didn't do a lot of gaming this week because I'm moving. I am moving next Friday. Well, we close Thursday. But yeah, excited about that. So this is the very last episode of This Is Difficult podcast ever in this house. We're gonna do it when we.
You had me.
Though I will say, just like just full disclosure, might not have an episode next week, depending on whether or not everything's set up. We should have internet as of Friday, but I don't know if I'll have everything moved over. So we'll see. But I'll definitely keep everyone updated on that. As for games that I've played this week, I've been really, really into the Souls games lately. I don't know what came over me, but I just have really been like craving that type of an experience, and so
it's been craving an ass whooping, boy.
Yeah, well, so I started playing Demon Souls remake again, and I've been doing it with a homie of mine, and and that's been a lot of fun. That game's incredible. I'm gonna probably review that on here. So look forward to that. It's just a freaking gem of a game. And that, while I was not playing that, I wanted to play more Souls games. So I started
Yeah.
playing Dark Souls 2 on the old PS4, which is that game feels dated. It's still very good, but it feels a little dated. Um,
That
but
sucks.
yeah, no, I mean it's not like it's not game breaking or anything like that, and it's still a fun game to play. But
It's kind of like I just rather play Souls 3.
yeah, maybe. Um, I don't know. It's been a while since I played Souls 3. So,
It's pretty clean.
it is. Yeah. And you know what? I actually messaged Colin in the Discord. I was like, "Hey man,
He loves that.
might be booting up the Dark Souls 3 and
Let's get the
maybe,
whole crew together.
let's get you
Yeah.
in. So yeah, that might be in the cards. I also thought about, though, again, buying a house, so I'm not trying to spend extra money right now, but I've been very, very strongly considering getting the Dark Souls remaster for the Switch because I want to be able to play it mobile.
Yeah.
That'd
Which
be
is
crazy.
similar feeling to when I was playing the Neo games. I was like, God damn, I just wish these games were on Switch so that I could play them when I'm not sitting down at my computer or at my PlayStation.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of fun. So I've been playing those, and then I also played what I'll be reviewing tonight. Full disclosure, I haven't finished this game yet, but I've played enough of it to I think give a strong enough review on it. So we'll be doing that here in just a minute. And that game is Samurai Warriors 5.
Yahoo!
So we might as well just hop right into the review.
Let's get into it.
Let me
My way.
get that stuff going.
Yeah, give it up.
Swing, 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 swing.
Schwang schwang.
All right. So the game I'm reviewing tonight is Samurai Warriors 5. This is obviously the fifth entry in the Samurai Warriors series. I'm playing this on the Nintendo Switch, though this is available on every modern console. I don't, you know what? I should have probably done the research before doing this so I could get
We
all
usually have a
the
guide
normal
for that.
details.
I got it. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna do that. While he's doing that, I will. I'll
Make
kind of
it
give
up
you some of the other
on the
stuff. So,
cuff.
this is if you're unfamiliar with this style of game, they call this genre the Muso genre, and
I love
as
it.
far as I know, the only games in this genre are made by this same company. They're all in this series, and this started out with the Dynasty Warriors series. The first game, actually, Dynasty Warriors 1 is
Dinosaur
just
Warriors.
a Dinosaur Warriors. Yes, Dynasty Warriors 1 is just a fighting game. The first actual Muso game was Dynasty Warriors 2, and that was like large field open combat, and kind of what the appeal to these games is. You're fighting like just tons and tons of people all at the same time, and you're like taking down, like, by the time you're finished with a single battle, you may have killed, like, single-handedly well over 1,000 combatants.
Yeah, you're just
So
a
you're just
monster.
kind of like a monster, like super overpowered, sweeping through, slashing and charging, and doing like the signature, what gives the series its name is your Muso attack. Gives
Sounds like a
the
bad
genre its name. Your Muso
Muso.
attack is like a big, like, super attack. It's literally just one button once it's
Your
charged
miso
up,
attack.
and
It's a big soup attack.
It's the miso
yeah,
attack. There you go. Yeah.
It's a
your
big
miso
soup
soup
attack.
attack. Yeah. But yeah, so these
This is why
games
you're watching.
are pretty formulaic. They've been around for a long time. Not a lot has changed in these games other than graphics and this and
Looks
that.
great.
But there's just something, there's some kind of allure to it. There's something to be said about, like, mindlessly going in and destroying a bunch of things. The other really cool thing about these games is that they're all based in, well, most of them. There's obviously spin-offs like the Zelda, or, Hyrule Warriors and I think there's Gundam Warriors.
Gundam
You've
Dynasty
got,
Warriors, yeah.
yeah, things like that. So there's spin-offs, but the mainline series, the Dynasty Warriors games and the Samurai Warriors games are based on actual history, and all the characters in the games are actual historical figures. The Dynasty Warriors games are based on like the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era. So you've got all those characters, and then the Samurai Warriors games are based on the Sengoku era in Japan, which would be like the Warring States period, the kind of like feudal period in Japan. So this is developed by Omega Force, I believe. What's
They
the
do 'em
name
all.
of the distributor? I think it's
The Koei
Toei.
Tecmo.
Oh, Koei Tecmo. Yep, Koei
yeah,
Tecmo.
Koei.
That's correct. Nailed it.
Wow. I pulled that out of my ass.
Dude, you nailed it.
Well
though.
done, Josh.
You know who should do a collab is Dark Souls and them. They should do a Dark Souls Warriors.
It's funny you say that, actually. And
Stop.
I'll get to that
Go
before by
on.
the end.
I would
This is a
love
rumor.
No. You can't just. You
Okay,
can't just
I'll
leave
say
that
the
there.
rumor right now.
That
Okay.
make it too easy if it
Okay,
was that
so
easy to just wipe
we'll
people
pump the
away.
brakes a little bit. It's not the Dark Souls people. It's not FromSoft that would be doing
Okay.
this. But there is
Time
a
to check out again,
rumor.
Josh.
There's a rumor that the next Dynasty Warriors game is going to be made by Team Ninja, who is the team who did the Neo games as well as the not Shinobi. What's the other ninja stuff? I'm blanking on it.
Sekiro.
I got it.
Well, no, Sekiro is FromSoft, but
it's still FromSoft.
anyway, so that's a rumor. There's definitely
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. Thank you.
Yep.
I said half the name. Damn.
Yeah,
You did.
Anyway, so back on track with the review. Omega Force, Koei Tecmo. This game released on July 27th, 2001. I'm playing it on the Switch, but it is available on Switch, PC, PS4, Xbox One. So you can get on
Game Boy.
anything. What I like about this game, so what they did with this game was instead of continuing and doing basically the same game over and over again, like they typically do with these games, they completely rebooted it and started from the very beginning of the Sengoku period.
That's
Pretty dope.
Focusing specifically on the relationship between Nobunaga Oda, who is like kind of like the first unifier of Japan, and Mitsuhide Keiichi, who, spoiler alert, he's the guy who ended up betraying Nobunaga. And
It's
getting him
history.
killed.
Does it count as a spoiler?
It is history, so yeah, it doesn't really count as a spoiler. Actually.
It's kind of their fault if they don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not.
Well, I mean,
it's
it-
Japanese history, which is not
Right.
like super common stateside, right? Unless
True.
you intentionally,
Unfortunately,
seek that
Japanese
stuff out.
history is so cool.
It's so freaking
Wow,
cool.
It's so cool, yeah. So
Yeah,
much cooler than US
um,
history where we just stole this shit for a beads necklace.
Well,
Anyway,
there's Josh
And-
telling it like it is, everybody.
anyway,
so back on track.
on track.
So another thing that I like about the game is, other than the complete redesign, they've like done a total workover on all of the characters and the design of the game. It's got kind of this almost like painted look to it, which is really cool.
yeah.
And I
does that look?
enjoy that quite a
Neat.
bit. The move sets are pretty typical, but you do have kind of extensive skill trees for each character, tons of weapons. Again, these kind of things don't make a ton of difference in a Muso game, full disclosure, but it is still nice to have those options. It makes you kind of feel like you're doing something. In addition to that, there's a few different modes. You've got your story mode, which is very long. I've streamed this game several times, and for minimum of 2 hours per stream.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still
Forever.
not through the first character's story.
My God.
Yeah, so it's actually
Fuck.
surprisingly long, which is good if you want a lot of content.
Yeah.
And then there's like they call it, I think, Citadel mode, which allows you to kind of do much smaller mission-based or like objective-based missions to be able to make your expand your castle and upgrade different aspects like your weaponsmith and things like that, your dojo and all that, to be able to
Oh, that's
increase your,
dope.
yeah.
Your
So
doge.
it's nice. They've added some extra little touches here and there. What I didn't like about this game, I mean, when it boils down to it, it is just another Warriors game. It is just another Muso game, which, if that's what you want, great. Absolutely, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I would say this is definitely one of the best Muso games. But it's kind of like Call of Duty. Like, what if you've played one, you've kind of played them all. So it like what this game really brings to the table is the story and the history, and that's really kind of the highlight of the game. You're not really necessarily playing it for the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? One aspect of Muso games that I do really appreciate is there's more of a focus later on in the games on strategy, than obviously like skill, because it doesn't take a lot of skill to mash buttons and slay people. But being in the right place at the right
Apparently not.
time, in these, like, being at like pivotal points in the battle is important. So that's something that can be said for most of the Muso games, I would say.
That's
Pretty cool.
How was the story? Was it engaging? Yeah, I mean, it's an excellent story because it's history, and it's very engaging, and it takes a deeper look into some of these characters. Like I said, it really focuses more on some of these, like the relationship between these like very pivotal characters during this time, which is pretty cool, I would say. How's the gameplay? Was it fun? Again, it's same old Dynasty Warriors Muso gameplay. So if you enjoy that, you'll enjoy this. If you enjoy playing Hyrule Warriors for more than just the fact that it's Zelda, you're gonna enjoy this, right? If you get that same kind of like fatigue that a lot of people get, playing these types of games, maybe it's not for you, or maybe like for me, it's something that I've always enjoyed in the proper doses.
Yeah, it definitely has its amount. Yeah. For me, it's the type of game you can't really come back to after beating for a very, very long time, because you're like, oh, that game style is just like hard to get back
and
into.
especially, so like one thing the game does well is it has like a bazillion different characters to choose from.
Which is neat.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, once you, like you just said, once you've kind of played through it, like, do I really want to go back and do that? Like,
that's the thing. All the DLC for Hyrule Warriors, I'm like, I don't care. I don't want 10 new characters. there's too many characters to keep up with as it is.
Right. And so, like, unless you're just in one of those moods, which, like I said, some people, me included, will frequently be in the mood to just turn off their brain and go smash a bunch of people. Cool. But that's not all the time. It's definitely not a game I'd like to play all the time.
Right. Yeah.
They do have co-op, which is cool. Online and otherwise, I believe. So that's fun. How's the art? The art's fantastic. Like I said, it's a total redesign from the series. So you're not using like the same, basic models and designs for all these characters. It's a much more stylized deal, especially in like cutscenes and things like that. And like the Musos themselves, right? The supers themselves look really cool. And there's like splash screens with cool art. So that's good. The music, it seems just like traditional, like Japanese music for the most part. So it's not like necessarily something that really stands out, but it's not bad. Right. Sound design is fine. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a highlight of the game. It's not bad, but it's a bunch of like, like clanging noises and smashing noises, right? Like you would expect in a battle.
It's standard. It makes sense.
Exactly.
You're not hearing rubber ducky noises when you hit someone's armor. Great.
I wish.
That'd be fun. That might make
That's
it
the
a
game I want to see. Now where's Super Mario Call of Duty crossover?
Where the gun is like
Mario,
a rabbit.
kill them all. I'm trying to think what that game would even be.
That would be
That's
hilarious.
the one way to
dude.
get
Honestly,
me.
I would totally play a Mario Muso game though. You know,
I don't
Yeah.
even know.
That would
I don't
be-
even know how that would.
and
that
it's
would be
not out of the
so
realm of
awesome.
possibility. We have a Zelda Muso game.
No, it's
We have
not.
2.
It'd be so
Yeah.
cool to see Mario just like exploding 1,000 Goombas at once. Oh
Mhm.
my god.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. That would be where Wario shows up.
Wario, and he just like gulps
Just
like
giant
all of them,
bazooka.
just farts like and kills 20,000 people.
Right.
Like 100%.
That would be hilarious. I'd play it.
I would play that in a heartbeat.
How long did it take me? I mean, I'm well over 10 hours in, maybe even more than that, and I still haven't beaten the game. The game is long. You know, like I'm in Act 5, I believe, on the first character. And there's a bunch of submissions and things like that. I probably could have gone through it quicker if I was only playing the mainline story missions, but I've been playing the submissions and doing the Citadel mode because that kind of like supplements the mainline missions as well. But like the amount of content is there. It's certainly not a problem with the game. But I couldn't tell you like an exact time it would take you to finish this game. Would I play a sequel? I mean, there's a million in these games, and I've played quite a few of them. Some of them are really fantastic. Like, you know, the Hyrule Warriors games are good. There's one that is based on the Berserk manga, which is very cool. It's Berserk. What is it? Not Brotherhood of the Fox or Hawk. Is it? No. Something. I don't know. Anyway, it's very good. And it's got like the cutscenes and stuff are all from like the Berserk animated movies and stuff. They're cool. It also like fits that style like very well because you know, it is kind of fucked, but it's very good.
For those that haven't seen those movies, they're fucked, but good.
Yeah. Definitely not for children. I'll say that.
Or this podcast. Off to bed,
see.
Timmy.
Overall rating and impression. So
0.
what the game does good, it does very well. So I've got to give it points for that. Because it's a Muso game, because it's, you know, kind of the same formula that hasn't changed much over the years. Certainly they've done things to enhance it, make it feel better. You know, it's not without its problems. One thing I didn't mention that I think is a really big problem is the camera is very fast, and you can probably see in my gameplay in the background it whipping around a lot. You know, that's not great. But it's also kind of par for the course with these games. So I want to be fair to this game and give it a decent score for what it is. So I'm gonna say this is a solid 7.8.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Which
that's playable.
Yeah, it's you know, I still think that's a very good score, especially for a Muso game. Like I said, if this is your niche, it's very good. If this is your niche, I would say this is like a 10, right? But I don't think this is very many people's niche. You know, I think these games are successful enough, certainly, that they've made so many of them. But you're not going to see these games, you know, considered for Game of the Year anytime soon. You know,
Right.
and certainly, you know, maybe these games are due for like a very big refresh that make it, you know, a little more on par with modern gaming. I would love to see that, you know, because there's something special about these games, but you know, not enough to really, you know, drive it home for a lot of people. So yeah, so what I say 7.8, I think that's
very solid. Very fair.
That's solid as hell.
Stick to it. This game is $59.99 full price. I would look for a sale if you're gonna pick this one up.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah. So
based on a 7 range score, I would say wait for a sale.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyway, that wraps it up. Let's get back to the main here.
Good Pokemon, huh? We're not gonna have anyone that plays that on the podcast, huh?
No. Not Diamond Pearl. They didn't. So if they remade them like they did with Ruby and Sapphire, those remakes were fan freaking tastic.
This is basically like a Link's Awakening. They're saying.
Yeah, it looks like trash to me.
Like, yeah, I just
yeah.
I also didn't play that gen, And
Right, I
so
didn't either.
like there's not any nostalgia pulling me into that one.
Same. I didn't play that gen either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But like
Well, but that's
the
like if they
That's like one of 3 gens I didn't play.
even if they out and out remade Red and Blue and Yellow, I don't know that they did.
They did that.
They
and I
did,
bought
and
it,
I didn't
it was
buy
it.
awesome, and I loved it.
I like it.
I would buy that again.
Though let's
liked that a
get on
lot.
topic here. Our topic today is cash grabs in video games.
So let's realign our current statements.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing. While I bought and enjoyed the Pokemon Red and
Hey, you
Blue
Pikachu, and Let's Go
Yellow,
Eevee.
whatever remakes, yeah, Let's Go Eevee and Hey You Pikachu or whatever the hell.
They were a cash grab.
They were a cash grab, especially if you went for the Pokeball, which I did, and it included
I did.
Mew, and it's cool. The Pokeball is cool. My
Little
dog
dramatic.
kind of fucked mine up, but it's still serviceable, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
But
Hey Paul, you know that old adage about a fool and his money?
yeah, I'm not a fool sometimes.
Never hold on to it
Sure.
for long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did just buy a house. But
No
here's
comment.
the thing: when it boils down to it, though, that was certainly a cash grab, and it was definitely targeted at like big old fanboys, and they got me. Is it still a fun game? Sure, but like for the price that you're paying for that game, which is kind of like a slimmed down Pokemon game, and then the Pokeball controller as well, you're spending like $100, which is not worth it.
But as
Like,
far as aesthetics are concerned, that is like a huge remake. That's like, I'm surprised we weren't as they really did a number on Link's Awakening as far
Yeah.
as that remake is concerned. But in the Pokemon, I feel like it looked really, really good.
yeah, it looks great.
Looking at Link's Awakening, they could have made it look better. You're right.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the way it looks. I'm more mad at the way it plays, right? Like if they remade it
Yeah.
and made it a more traditional Pokemon game, that would have been
Where's my casino?
it probably would have been worth it, right? But it's very slim down. They kind of wanted to go for the Pokemon Go style. They were kind of banking
Really
off
on
of
that
that
kick.
success, and I think that was a huge mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
Could have
I think it
been
would have been so much better if it was just an OG remake and they could have had
Absolutely.
online for it and everything.
Yeah.
Like all the
Uh,
other remakes get like a competitive online, and this one didn't.
right. You have to transfer your Pokemon from the bank off to play online, I believe. Though it does have co-op, which is cool.
It is cool.
I think that's the first Pokemon game to include co-op. That predates Sword and Shield. So that's pretty neat. But again, it didn't really offer as much.
Agreed.
Yeah. So the reason we're talking about this tonight is there's been a lot of news about the Grand Theft Auto remakes or remasters that just came out. So you've got the first 3 3D Grand Theft Auto remasters that just released. So that's Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, and Vice City, right?
Oh, but not a bundle pack, my friends. Not a
Oh,
bundle
are they
pack.
Was it not?
separate?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. That's even worse.
That's way
That's
worse.
agreed.
Okay.
When I saw
No
someone
way.
downloading all 3 separately on their Switch, I was like, I'm sorry, what? That's not just one. Like, Super Mario 3D All Stars, one game. You enter and you choose the game you want, right?
Yeah.
No.
No,
You have to
Josh,
download-
that's wrong. That's wrong.
What? I don't
You're
know,
wrong.
dude. I saw someone
You're,
downloading
no,
all 3.
it's on the Rockstar Games website. It's Grand
Show
Theft
me.
Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition.
Okay.
And you're sure you don't have to download them separately? Get deeper.
Is that the remaster or the definitive edition? Is that different?
That is the trilogy, the definitive edition. That is released November 11th, it's my wedding anniversary 2021.
Okay.
This past Thursday.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I'm
So
wrong.
that's
man.
it.
Fuck it.
All right. Well,
Okay,
so
that's
that's
bad.
better, but it's still. So here's
better.
the rub.
I was under the impression it was a triple bullshit.
This
thing.
game released, and apparently, and I haven't played it myself, but all the reports that have come out have been atrocious. The models are bizarre Gumby world, like floppy. Nothing looks right. The textures are like a weird plasticky look to them. Everything is jank as all get out. Allegedly, these are not remasters of the original games. They are ports of the mobile versions.
Who does that?
2K.
It's pretty fucking weak. That's
So-
weak,
That's-
2K.
So
Who builds it up that much? and
what
you
it
haven't
seems
given a
like they
game-
did, and again, I could be wrong, but this is the information that's floating around out there. What they
Yeah.
did was, instead of remastering the originals and putting those
So
out,
lazy.
they took the ports of the mobile versions and just up-resed them and then plopped them onto
That is the
modern
laziest
consoles. Mhm.
thing ever.
No,
That is
until-
a cash grab.
That's like the
That's
definition of
like
cash.
It's
that's
an
not
absolute
even
definition.
that's not even a remake. That is literally
That's
Of
just
course.
lazy cash
that
grabbing.
is the
And-
laziest shit I've ever heard of.
but it works though, because if I talk
Does
to
it?
any, yeah, if I talk to my middle schoolers, they are all about it. They're super excited. A bunch of them came up to me the other day and asked me, "Did you play this when you were a kid?" I'm like, no comment, because I don't want to admit that I played GTA San Andreas or Vice City,
yeah,
rather.
this is how you can get a hooker
every-
in your car.
Right? Like I don't want that on my. Anyway,
I'm kidding.
yeah, not going to talk about that at school. But so they were excited about it, and now I'm hearing this. I'm like, I'm sorry.
They're
That's
ruining it for the next
just
generation.
rude and lazy. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing, Josh.
That's not what a remake should be. A remake should be enhancing it for the next generation, so
So-
it's up to the standards of today, but the game of before.
This is kind
So
of
this
a
is the first time
deviation of
this
the topic, but this would be
It's
a
hard for us
remake or
now.
a remaster, not a
Technically?
remake.
Well, you
So
know, I mean,
there
you just
definitely is a
generally say
difference
remakes.
there. And we've had that discussion on here before, so I don't want to get into the weeds on that. Here's
Right.
a question, and we'll throw it to Zach first. How would you? What would be a good way to avoid falling into these types of traps?
Well, it seems to me like the trap that they've fallen into is they're maybe they're desperate for money. Who knows? I don't have a clue, but they're capitalizing on a young audience who hasn't seen these games before and therefore isn't going to know the difference.
See, that's what
they
it
need
is.
to do is reach out to the audience that already exists. Our generation who grew up playing these games, we probably shouldn't have, but we grew up playing these games.
Oh, you mean like your
What-
students did, Zach?
Yeah. Shots fired again.
I'm not their parent.
That's true
but-
too.
Right? Not my parents either.
You
Now,
know.
granted, my parents didn't let us play it. I played it.
Yeah,
at a
I
friend's
had to
house.
go to friends'
Yeah.
houses to play it. I was definitely
Only my
And
friends.
I think his
played
older
that
brother
game.
was the one who owned it, and we just
Yeah.
kind of
I
pilfered
was
it
a
from
good
him.
boy.
But, I think they have to leverage our expectations, because otherwise, Josh is exactly right. It will ruin it for the new audience. They'll come to expect subpar and substandard engineering of product. So yeah, they can up-res it all they want, but what about like actually rebuilding those models? Grand Theft Auto 3 came out on what, PlayStation 3? 2? Yeah, those models are going to be ass.
So
Yeah.
yes, but I've played a few PlayStation 2 games on stream through emulators
Yes, you have.
and just used the emulator to upres, and they look fantastic.
They do
So
look
there's
much
plenty
better.
of games from that generation that still had good modeling,
True.
just bad resolution. And so in a sense, you could probably just upres those games and they'd be okay. They'd be fine. But what these games probably deserve is a full remake.
A full remake. Like,
Yeah.
you have the engine from the latest GTA. What is it? I don't even know what the latest GTA
I
is.
think 5. I
Properly.
think
It's
they
probably
stopped
5.
at 5 when they
It's been
started making
5.
bazillions of dollars on the online bit.
Right. So
Speaking of cash
how
grabs.
hard would it be?
They're
How hard would it be?
Skyrimming.
Yeah, they're Skyrimming for sure.
They're
How-
Skyrimming.
That sounds like a
Yeah, don't
something
go
you
there.
do in an airplane.
Nope. Just no.
Wow.
Bad.
Mile High Club.
Ew. Stop, both of you.
Mile Low Club. Sounds
Oh
Ew.
no.
This is why you come, people.
Ugh,
Josh's
God.
mom watches this
But-
podcast.
Yeah, she sure does.
She's not paying attention.
So how hard would it be to port in a new map, use the same voice files?
Barely any effort.
It would take zero effort to give this a proper facelift.
Too much effort for
And
them.
you would have so many fans coming at you like Philip J. Fry yelling, "Shut up and take my money." Oh, hold on, I can do that better. Shut up and take my money.
That's actually not a bad impression.
It wasn't that bad if I close my eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
I mean, your face doesn't look like him, and you don't have the hair,
Right.
but
Right.
Where are we right now?
But so I think this kind of game really does deserve a full bore facelift and a full top down remake if they really want to do it right and not have it come off as just an egregious cash grab.
Yeah. So as a consumer, how do you spot a cash grab versus something that's like actually given the respect it deserves?
Anytime that there's a remake or a remaster for that matter, I'm pretty cautious and trepidatious before I buy it.
Yeah.
The exceptions to that, of course, being our perennial favorite, Link's Awakening. I was, right in line.
The remake.
Yeah, because we there's a certain expectation there. It's Nintendo. They're very transparent when they say remaster or remake. When they said remake, I was like, okay, I trust Nintendo. I know that they actually mean remake, top down, full redo. And when they say remaster, it is something that is probably pretty a little bit closer to a cash grab. And I will wait very patiently for that one.
Speaking of Nintendo and cash grabs,
Give it to me.
they recently released the expansion pack, which many would argue. Now they also didn't claim any of this was a remake or a remaster, so that's fine. I get that.
Yeah,
but
there was no claim there at all.
They're charging an extra amount for this product that most people would say this should have been already included with their current offering. Is that a cash grab? A lot of people are saying so. I know Josh is going to say no, so we'll hear Josh's side.
I don't think there's as many people arguing as you think. I think that the price is egregious for what it is offering. I think that Nintendo offers
would qualify as a cash grab.
Nintendo offers the cheapest online service out of any of them.
This is true.
$50 a year. If we're calling it $50 a year, it's really not that bad, right?
Yeah, but that's actually getting on par with other consoles now.
I know.
Xbox, yeah.
But here's the thing. Nintendo used to be free. Even PlayStation used to be free. And Nintendo kind of like dipped its toe in to see where the line was. And they're bringing it up to where everyone else is. That alone is a cash grab. Nintendo doesn't even need to do that. Oh, so we can get more higher quality online. Well, they've been starting to release that, right? So maybe that's true. At one point, like Mario Party is like the only thing we've seen with like really amazing online so far. That's like up to what I'm like trying to pay for. But yeah, we get the N64 thing, and it has like one co-op game in Mario Kart and Mario Tennis if you fucking play Mario Tennis. And two iconic first-player game or one-player games. So we did not get $30 more worth of stuff, in my opinion.
No, we did not.
I agree with
we
that.
did not.
Yeah.
I think we already had $50 worth of stuff personally with the Super Nintendo thing. That's just me. But you got to be a little more transparent about that. Yeah, like tell us exactly what we're gonna get. Like, it felt like they told us what we were gonna get, and then when we got it, I was like,
they also held off on saying what the price was for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, 0 hour, like
so you just be like, okay,
a week or something.
Yeah, it was like a week.
You just be like accepting of it because they basically release the price and then they unlock the product. So you're like, fuck, fine, it's just $10 more than I thought, I guess, or
right,
fine,
So,
but that's a cash grab. I would agree. Yeah.
So how do they fix that problem then, Josh? Is it just more content?
They give us a ton more content. Yeah, I mean, literally, they give us the Game Boy and they give us
Game Boy Advance
40 games in the N64 library. Yeah, like without
it's like the whole library.
I want it's really small.
Well,
library.
but okay, so
I want at least
that's
like
true.
20 iconics. I need like Majora's Mask, We can't get GoldenEye, we've heard legally, but I need Diddy Kong Racing,
Actually,
Banjo-Kazooie, and
the
Tooie.
legal
The
issue
GoldenEye
that
code
was
is in there.
well, and also the
Really?
legal issue that was holding it back in Germany has been resolved. So
Oh, so if we get GoldenEye, we can get Perfect Dark and all that stuff. That'd be really
Yeah.
great. Microsoft get on board. We'll get Conkers, and we'll get
there's
everything
no way
we
they're
want.
putting Conquer on there. There's no way they're putting Conquer on there.
I don't see why
No.
not. It could be like a parental lock.
Dude, it's okay. So that brings us into new territory then.
Now it does.
New features.
Nintendo's Dark Side is like a thing with like games from every console, and it's like a parental lock thing. And it's
Well,
like,
no, but that's not what I mean,
all
Josh.
M-rated
It's like
game. Oh.
if that's a feature. If you're gonna pay, if you're gonna charge a little bit extra, give us things like parental lock.
That'd be neat.
I think there is already
Is there?
just on the console.
Oh, don't worry. They're giving us
okay.
Twitch. They're giving us Twitch before they give us anything else. I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Wait, they're putting
Yeah.
Twitch on the
Yep.
Switch?
Oh, it's already there. It's there. You can
It's
watch
there.
Twitch from your
Twitch.
Switch.
Switch.
You can
It's
watch
down.
this podcast on your
Hey,
Switch.
who here is
thought is we're not
watching
getting-
from their Switch right now?
The thought is they're not getting a browser because it's so hackable, apparently, and they've got hacked every console through their browsers previously. So
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
not putting a browser on the Switch, but
the
it's
Switch has
already
been
like,
hacked plenty of times.
It has, but apparently that's Nintendo's reasoning is
Sure.
they're worried, but it's totally been hacked. So, oops.
Yeah.
Next console.
Let's see. Is there anything else we want to cover here? As a developer, what can you do? No, I don't even think that's even worth asking because developers are going to keep doing this anyway. So
Developers are going to develop in whatever way they see fit.
So how
It's
about
all
this?
all
though?
the consumer advice.
As a consumer, how can we encourage developers to put out products that are worth paying for rather than doing these silly cash grabs?
We can not buy the cash grabs.
Yeah.
Not
We
buy
have
the
to- we
cash
have to be
grabs and
informed.
voice our opinions again. Voice our opinions that we want an effort-filled remake or remaster or an effort-filled product. Like, I want more things like the Zelda Game & Watch thing, like this little fucking, I think that's great. I don't think it is a Nintendo thing. I'm sorry. Like
some
it's
people
not like,
would call that a
I
cash
would-
grab too, but I honestly
Some
think
people-
it's got,
I initially did,
I think it's
and I'm
got
like-
plenty of value.
I wish other companies would do that more. I wish like Sony and Microsoft and PC and everyone were doing little things like that to kind of homage your shit, Make a Neo Geo with all the Sonic 1, 2, and 3 on it, dude. And like fucking drop that again. or
Dude, I
something,
would
like-
die for like a re-release, an affordable re-release of the Neo Geo Pocket Color with a backlit
Yeah.
screen.
with
dude.
a backlit screen with Sonic 1, 2, and
Just
3. or
preloaded
whatever.
with that and a bunch of like the fighter games and stuff, like
Or
the Neo
yeah,
Geo
Final
fighter
Fight.
games. Yeah.
Final
Again,
Fight,
these are
yeah.
not things for me because I know they would just sit around and collect dust after a while. Like I would probably play through Link's Awakening. If I bought that with you guys, I would probably play through Link's Awakening and never touch it again.
I don't want a
Dude.
collection of these Game & Watch
But
things.
again, that's taking nothing away from it. It's like this is a cool idea,
Mhm.
and there is definitely an audience for it.
Yeah.
And
If
we
not
need to
just
be vocal
collectors,
about that. Like,
you know.
and unfortunately, the internet, as we've all identified on separate occasions, is full of people shouting into the void about one thing or another. The internet has given everybody a voice, and they use it to bitch about things to each other,
Praise God.
It's pretty fun.
as instead of actually enacting constructive change. We've suddenly done actual consumer advice on this podcast.
Yes.
Look at us
Like
go.
the first productive thing we've ever done.
Yeah. And on that horrible disappointment,
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
We end the show.
Yeah, that's good. If you're watching this live, thank you. You're watching this on my Twitch channel. I play video games, usually whatever game I'm playing through at the time. I currently don't have like a main game other than Demon Souls, but I'm mostly playing that online. I might stream it a little bit more. But that's usually what I play on Tuesdays, would be like my main story game that I'm going to review. And then on Thursdays, I stream Brawler Bros with my brother, Adam. You guys may know him. He's semi-famous. And we just play brawler games, like old school.
Beat each other up.
Beat 'em ups. Yeah, very fun. And then on Saturdays, I stream Samurai Saturday. It's always a samurai game. which is a blasty. I'm gonna need a new one soon because I'm almost done with Samurai Warriors. So if anyone's got any recommendations, throw them my way. Probably not gonna stream much this week because, like I said, I'm moving. But I'll let you guys know in the Discord, so don't forget to join us there if you haven't already.
Links down below.
And then if you want to yell at me on Twitter, you can. It's Ryugami Sama. You can hit me there and say offensive things if you want. I probably won't read it.
You should.
I am on Twitter a lot, but I don't like tweet much.
You reply to people a lot.
I'll reply to people, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's a good spot if you wanna have some Discord. Just join the Discord.
I just put the Discord link in the chat. Join the Discord.
It's in the chat.
Oh, how big it is.
If you're watching on YouTube, please share it. That helps us more than anything else. Likes and comments are also appreciated. We'll get back to you on that stuff, but definitely share it. We love that. Josh, where can we find you, Mike?
Yes, Lord Yeshua and Lord Yeshua TTV on all my things. You might catch me getting my speed run record in this week.
Yes.
I will be practicing off stream, and then I'll probably be making a run at it a few times this week. I'll be doing those live so I can get the splits in live. I need the video if I make a run, so
Sweet.
I'm going to be doing it live. So check that out. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze sometime this week. I don't know. Drop in the Discord on Lord Yeshua's side to see when. Literally probably moments before it happens, not any advance at all.
Your stuff auto posts in our announcements as well. So.
Yes. If you're following This Is Difficult, the podcast, you will know when I am doing that. Moments before and not any sooner.
Zach, how about you, ma'am?
Zach, yes, where are you?
So I'm on Twitch at Another Letdown. This week's going to be a little wacky, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to do the finale of Batman Arkham Knight this week, and possibly moving on into either Sentinels of Freedom, finishing that up. I started that on stream a while ago and never finished it. Nice. Or picking up Mega Man Battle Network 2. And so I've got a couple of games in between. I was going to do Mass Effect next, and I think I'm going to wait until I have a new video card for that. I got some leads on that. I'm working on it, so fingers are crossed that'll happen soon. Saturday, I do miniatures painting. I'm working on the Red Skull from Captain America, and that may or may not happen this week. There's a possibility that we're going up to visit my in-laws this weekend, so I'm not 100% certain that Saturday will happen, but if it does, it'll be Red Skull and Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, one of the worst movies in my life.
Oh, it's pretty bad, but the mini's cool.
I like the movie.
I have an awesome idea. I have an awesome idea of how to do like
the movie. What the fuck?
I like it.
Paul's a monster. I have an awesome idea of how to do like the tire digging into the pavement and the like spitting fire out of it. I'm really excited about painting Ghost Rider.
That's fun.
Very cool. So, all right. Thanks again, everyone. We will see you next week. Actually, maybe not. I'll let you guys know. But we'll see you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.